This is Apba Brian bringing you back to Apba Baseball Classics, and today's game will feature the 1983 World Champion Baltimore Orioles, and they will take on the 1955 World Champion Brooklyn Dodgers. Lots of fans came out early today to watch early batting practice to see such stars as Ken Singleton, Gary Renicky. What batting style will Cal Ripken Jr. be using today? Eddie Murray, great all-around player, great defensively, great high average, and a lot of power. We'll get to see pitchers such as Scott McGregor and today's starting pitcher, Mike Flanagan. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, they feature such stars as Clem Labine. Junior Gilliam will be at second base today. Jackie Robinson, he's in his age 36th season and showing some decline. He'll be playing third base. Gil Hodges at first base. The great Duke Snider in center field. And today's starting pitcher, Johnny Padres. For your starting lineups for the Orioles, they've got John Shelby at center field, Gary Renicky, third base, Cal Ripken Jr. at shortstop, Eddie Murray at first base, Ken Singleton in right field, Dan Ford in left field, Rich Dowers the second baseman, Rick Dempsey the catcher, and Mike Flanagan starting. Flanagan is a grade B pitcher with a Z modifier. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese is at shortstop. Jackie Robinson is at third base. Carl Fiorillo in right field. Batting fourth would be the center fielder, Duke Snider. Batting fifth would be the catcher, Campy Campanella. Hitting sixth is the first baseman, Gil Hodges. Batting seventh is the left fielder, Sandy Almaros. Junior Gilliam will be at second base. And Johnny Padres is today's pitcher. He is a grade C in basic Apba, which is what we're using today. X modifier on strikeouts. The Orioles are a fielding column 2 team, and the Brooklyn Dodgers are using fielding column 1. We'll be back with the action in just a moment. Okay, we're ready for the first pitch. Johnny Padres against John Shelby. 56 is the roll, 34 is play result. Pop out to shortstop for a 1 down. Gary Renicky, 65, is a pop out to the catcher, 2 away. And now Cal Ripken Jr. 1-6 is a strikeout. So the Orioles go quickly and quietly in the top of the first, and the Dodgers come to bat. Pee Wee Reese will lead off for Brooklyn. The bottom of the first, the pitch to Reese. 22 is going to be a base hit. Reese with speed will be at first base with nobody out. That brings the bat Jackie Robinson, and the Dodgers will go ahead and start the runner. Here's the pitch to Robinson. Reese is running. 55 is an 8 against a grade B pitcher. That is going to be a single to right unless he is a grade B pitcher. And some other results. 26 is the result, so it's going to be a ground out to second base. Reese goes to second. And with 1 down, the Brooklyn Dodgers have a runner at second and Carl Fiorillo at the plate. Pitch to Fiorillo is a 24 play result. That's going to be a pop fly out to the shortstop, 2 down. And Flanagan will try to wiggle out of this runner in scoring position situation. Pitching to Duke Snider, 31 is a 9 against a grade B pitcher. It's going to be a single over second base, and Reese will come home for the first run of the ball game. Duke Snyder comes through for Brooklyn. 1-0. Average speed at first, Roy Campanella, who in his career was a 3-time National League MVP winner. 32 is a 26 play result. Ground out to second base. Dodgers are retired in the bottom of the first, but they take a 1-0 lead. Top of the second inning, coming to the plate for Baltimore will be Eddie Murray. Padres has completed his warm-up process, and here's the pitch to Eddie Murray. 53 is the roll, and 19 is the play result. It's going to be an error on Jackie Robinson at third base. So nobody out. Eddie Murray is at first. Ken Singleton's the batter. Here's the pitch to Singleton. 31 is a 9 against a grade C pitcher. And runner on first is going to be a ground out to third base, but Murray will advance to second. One down, the Orioles have a runner, their first runner in scoring position. Here is Dan Ford. Disco Dan steps in. 32 is a 26. Out of first, runner goes to third. Ground out to second. Gilliam to Hodges. Ford goes to third with 2 away. Rich Dower. That is a ground out, or pop out rather, to the shortstop, ending the Orioles top of the second inning. The score is Brooklyn 1, Baltimore 0. Junior Gilliam. That's a 0. It's going to be a second column roll. 24 is going to be a 2-base. We're going to need to back up. I don't know how that happened to be Gilliam. Let's see. The batter should be Gil Hodges, and that 66 is a 1. That's going to be a home run for Gil Hodges. Brings the score to Brooklyn 2, Baltimore 0. When I switched the pitcher off the mound, I actually grabbed a couple of cards, but Hodges is the proper batter. And Sandy Ambrose is now the hitter for Brooklyn. He rolls a 66. That's going to be a 0. Second column roll. 43 is going to be a 2-base hit for Ambrose. So with nobody out, Junior Gilliam will come to bat. Ambrose is at second. The pitch to Gilliam. Fly out to center field. Johnny Padres. '61 is a 29. That's going to be a ground out to the first baseman. Pitcher covering at first. Ambrose goes to third, and there will be 2 outs. Top of the order for Brooklyn, Pee Wee Reese. 45 is going to be a base on balls. First and third, Jackie Robinson. 63 is a fly out to center field, ending the Brooklyn half of the second inning, but they score again. And the score is Brooklyn 2, Baltimore 0. Padres goes back to the mound and take his warm-up tosses. And Rick Dipsey walks in from the on-deck circle, prepared to be the first hitter for the Baltimore Orioles. Here's the pitch to Dempsey. 41, the ground out to shortstop. One away, Mike Flanagan. 54 is a fly out to right field. John Shelby back to the top of the Oriole order. Here's the pitch to Shelby. 26 is going to be a ground out to second base. So the Orioles go in order in the top of the third. Brooklyn 2, Baltimore nothing. The number 3 hitter for the Dodgers, Carl Ferrella. Ground out to second base. Duke Snyder. 65 pops out to the catcher, Rick Dempsey. Roy Campanella. 6. That is a pop out to the second baseman. We go to the top of the fourth, Brooklyn 2, Baltimore nothing. Leadoff batter for the Orioles would be Gary Renicky, the third baseman. Here's the pitch from Padres. 5-8. It's going to be a base hit for Renicky. Average speed at first base. Nobody out. And Cal Ripken Jr. He rolls an 8. That's a single to second, sending Renicky for Ripken, sending Renicky to second base. No outs, and that brings about Eddie Murray. Dangerous situation here for Johnny Padres. There's the pitch for Murray. Single over shortstop. Renicky will score from second base. Ripken will hold up at third as the throw comes into third base. And the Orioles dent the scoreboard with their first run. Still nobody out. And runners at first and second. Ken Singleton's the batter. And 1-4 is the roll. There'll be a shallow fly out to left field for the first out. Disco Dan Ford is the batter. Hit 280 in 1983. There's a 6-6 roll. It's going to be a second column result. 54 is 6. That's a double to left center field. Both runners will score. And Ford will hold up at second base. And the Orioles take a 3-2 lead. So only one out. They're stirring in the bullpen for Brooklyn. We'll see if Padres can get out of this mess. Rich Dower. 64 is the roll. He strikes out. Rick Dempsey is the 8th hitter. Dempsey is going to be intentionally walked to pitch to the pitcher, Mike Flanagan. So first and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Flanagan. He rolls a 6-6. That's going to be a single to left. One scores. So Ford scores. What happens to Dempsey? Dempsey will go to third. He's a slow runner, but I did not declare that we were playing it safe. So Dempsey is at third, first and third. The Orioles take a 4-2 lead, and they're at the top of the order. And the Orioles are going to take a timeout and the Dodgers will take a timeout and try to stop this rally. The new pitcher for Brooklyn will be Roger Craig. He's a grade B pitcher, usually a starter, but they might need a lot of innings from Craig. He's going to be a grade B pitcher, Y strikeout rating. He's got 2 outs, runners on first and third. In the top of the Orioles order, they have batted around here in a productive 4th inning. There's the pitch to Shelby. 31's a 9 against grade B pitcher. That's a single over shortstop. 1 runner scores, and the other runner holds at second base. That score will be charged to the starter Padres. And it is now Orioles 5, Brooklyn 2. There's Gary Reinke. 55 is an 8 against a grade B pitcher. That's going to be a ground out to third base. Ending the top of the 4th inning for Baltimore, but they get 6 hits and score 5 runs to take a 5-2 lead over the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and leading off for Brooklyn is Gil Hodges. Pitch to Hodges is a walk, average speed at first base. Sandy Almiros, the left fielder, steps in. Here's the pitch to Almiros. 22 is an 8 against grade B. That's going to be a ground out to third base, sending Hodges to second with 1 out. Junior Gilliam. Flanagan will pitch to Gilliam. 249 hitter, 1955. 24 is the roll. 29 to play result. Ground out to the pitcher. Hodges will have to hold at second, and there are 2 down. Roger Craig will bat. And Roger Craig will ground out to third base. We go to the top of the 5th, Baltimore 5, Brooklyn 2. Cal Ripken Jr. will lead off for the Orioles. And Ripken is 1 for 2 in the game. There's a single. Second column roll. Here's the second column. That will be a double for Cal Ripken Jr., leading off the 5th for the Baltimore Orioles in a positive fashion. Eddie Murray will be the batter. .32 is a 26. Ground out to second base. Ripken will advance to third, where he could be scored by a fly ball or a wild pitch. Ken Singleton. Brooklyn will play the infield in and try to stop this runner at the plate. Here's the pitch to Singleton. 55 is an 8 against grade B. Single over second base, scoring Shelby. And, wait a minute. Single scored Ripken, not Shelby. But Singleton will be at first. And Disco Dan Ford steps in. It's only 1 out. And it's 6-2, by the way. Here we go. 62 is the roll. 26. better safe, runner being thrown out at second base, 4-6. Fielder's choice. So Ford is at first with 2 outs. Rich Dower is the batter. There's the pitch to Dower. Fly out to center field. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Is now Baltimore 6, Brooklyn 2. So Flanagan with a 4-run lead takes his warm-up tosses. He will face the top of the Dodger order, Pee Wee Reese. 41 is a ground out to shortstop for the first out. And in comes Jackie Robinson. 32, fly out to right field. 2 down. Carl Fiorillo. 21 is a fly out to right field. We go to the top of the 6th, Baltimore 6, Brooklyn 2. Rick Dempsey will lead off. The 6th. 1-5 is a 9 against a grade B pitcher. Dempsey gets a base hit. He's at average speed. Mike Flanagan, the hitter. He will square around the bunt. Here's the pitch to Flanagan. Fouled off. Strike 1. Strike 2. He's going to still try to bunt. Here's the pitch. And that's a 12 play result. They get the runner out at second. 5 to short. So scored as a fielder's choice. And now Flanagan, a slow runner, is at first base with 1 out. Baltimore will play it safe on the base paths. John Shelby is the batter. Ground ball shortstop, that's going to be 2. 6 to 4 to 3. And the end of the 6th inning is Baltimore 6, Brooklyn 2. Duke Snider will be the leadoff batter. Snider is 1 for 2 in today's game. 64 is the roll. That's going to be a walk. And Roy Campanella. 8 against a grade B pitcher. Out of first, ground out to third. Renicky throws him out to Murray, but Snider advances to second. Gil Hodges. 21 is a fly out to left field. 2 down. Sandy Almaros comes to bat, the left fielder. 33 is a pop out to shortstop. We go to the 7th, Baltimore 6, Brooklyn 2. Gary Renicky. It's a 1-1. That's going to be a 5 against a grade B. It's a double over first base. Renicky goes 2 for 4. And he'll be at second with nobody out. Cal Ripken Jr. Pops out to the catcher. And Ripken is 2 for 4. Eddie Murray steps in. He is 1 for 3. Strikes out. Ken Singleton. .22, that's going to be a base hit, a single to right field. Scoring Renicky, and the score is 7-2. And for Brooklyn, it's beginning to look like the horse is out of the barn. 5 runs down here late in the game. Dan Ford steps in. That is a ground out to third base. But the Orioles plate one more. And they go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the score Baltimore 7, Brooklyn 2. The top of the Brooklyn bottom of the Brooklyn order is up in the bottom of the 7th. Junior Gilliam, Johnny Padres, and Pee Wee Reese. Mike Flanagan is still out there, but they are working in the Oriole bullpen. Here's a pitch to Gilliam. 54 is a fly out to right field. Brooklyn will bring a pitch hitter in for Roger Craig timeout. The pitch hitter for Brooklyn will be Walt Morin. Flanagan pitches to Morin. 54 is a fly out to right field. 2 outs. And Pee Wee Reese steps in for Brooklyn. Pops out to the catcher. We go to the top of the 8th. Baltimore 7, Brooklyn 2. The new pitcher for the Dodgers is going to be Ed Roebuck. He is a grade C pitcher with a Z modifier. Rich Dower will lead off the Orioles' 8th inning. Fly out to left field. Rick Dempsey. Fly out to right field. And I believe Flanagan will bat and stay in the game. He's only given up 3 hits in this game, and he's walked 2. Grounds out to third base. Bottom of the 8th. 7-2 Orioles. Jackie Robinson leads off for Brooklyn. 64 is a strikeout. Jackie is 0 for 4 today. Carl Furillo, who is also looking for his first hit. 55 is 8. Going to be fly out to center field. Duke Snider. That's a drive. It might be. It could be, and it is, a home run for Duke Snider. 7-3. Still puts the tying run somewhere in the middle of the dugout. But with 2 outs, Roy Campanella steps in. 62-38 is the rule. That's ball 1. That's a drive. It could be, and it is, a home run for Roy Campanella, and it is Brooklyn 4, Baltimore 3. Tying run still in the dugout, but the Dodgers are making some noise here in the bottom of the 8th, and timeout. Baltimore will get some help. The new pitcher for the Orioles will be the closer, Tippy Martinez. He's a grade A pitcher with XY strikeout modifiers. And he will face Gil Hodges with 2 outs in the 8th inning. 66 back-to-back home runs by the Dodgers, and they are mounting a serious rally here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 3 long bombs. And the batter is going to be Sandy Almaros. Fans are stirring here at Ebbets Field. Here's Almaros. 22 is going to be a 8. That's going to be a pop out to third base, completing a very noisy bottom of the eighth inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers with back-to-back home runs by Snyder, Campanella, and Hodges. We go to the ninth. Scores Baltimore 7 and Brooklyn 5. Ed Roebuck will go back out to the mound for Brooklyn and face the top of the Baltimore Oriole order, John Shelby. Shelby's 1 for 4 in the day with a single and RBI. Here's the pitch to Shelby. 16, fly out to center field. 1 down. Gary Renicky. 1-2 is going to be a ground out to second base. Gil Hodges for the second out. And now Cal Ripken Jr., who is 2 for 4, single and double, 2 runs scored. 63 is a flyout to medium center field for the third out. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Orioles 7, Brooklyn 5. Fans are on their feet in anticipation. We've got high hopes here. Junior Gilliam's the leadoff batter. We'll probably see a pinch hitter for the pitcher. And then to the top of the order, Tippy Martinez lines pitches to Junior Gilliam. 51, that's going to be a 9 against a grade A pitcher. It's going to be a ground out caught by the shortstop, Ripken. Good play over to first for the first out. 1 down. Timeout. The pitch hitter for the pitcher, Ed Roebuck, is going to be Frankie Kellert. Hit 325, 4 home runs and 80 at-bats. There's the pitch. It's going to be a fly ball to right field, measured by Ken Singleton. Makes the catch, and there are 2 down. And the last hope for the Dodgers, here are 2 runs down, is Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee Reese. 53 is a roll of 19. Fielding column 2, there's going to be an error on Gary Renicky, and Dodger hopes are still alive here in the 9th inning. Reese has speed at first base. Jackie Robinson is the batter. Here's the windup. The pitch to Robinson. That's going to be a base hit, I believe. Single over first. The runner will go to third. Got runners at first and third. Jackie's going to try to steal and get in the scoring position on the 11. Okay, Dempsey is a grade 9 defensive catcher. You'll have a chance to throw out Jackie on a roll of 11 through 26. So there he goes. There's the throw. It is a 24, and Jackie is just out at second base. Rick Dempsey closes it out for the Orioles. And the final score here today is Baltimore 7, Brooklyn 5. Okay, we're back up with wrap up today's thrilling Apba Baseball Classics baseball game. And the fans are going home questioning the sanity of the manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers, me, stealing second and getting Robinson thrown out at second against Rick Dempsey. But here he is, a Hall of Fame player. They're 2 runs down. They want to get that tying run to second base against a very effective closer for the Baltimore Orioles. Tippy Martinez just barely threw him out, and that ended the game. The Orioles in this game scored 7 runs on 10 hits. Each team's third baseman committed an error, so 7 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error for the Orioles. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. The winning pitcher for Baltimore would be Mike Flanagan, who goes 7 2/3 innings, gives up 4 runs. The losing pitcher is Roger Craig, who went 3 1/3, gave up 1 run. The starter, Padres, 3 2/3, gave up 5. But a good game here today. I think the star of the game today is Cal Ripken Jr. He was 2 for 5 with a single, a double, and scored 2 runs. There were a lot of contributors today to this Orioles victory. A big victory it was today over the 55 Brooklyn Dodgers. Baltimore 7, Brooklyn 5. Thanks for joining us. Please join us next time. And everyone, God bless.